If you are looking for bets for UFC Vegas 114, look no further. How we doing, everybody? My name is Young Pasty, and I am here today to give you all of my official bets for UFC Vegas 114. I got 5 bangers coming your way, absolutely free. Now, as we always do, we have to recap last week. Hold ourselves accountable, right? Pulling the results up here. For UFC 326, and I mean basically like a break-even week, right? Minus 0.53 units, lost half a unit on the card. It all came down to Max Holloway and the BMF title, and what a BMF title that was, guys. Folded there for us. And then Luke Fernandez. I mean, gosh, I think he was also the one of the biggest flops on the card. Losing to Bellato, KO'd in the first round. Awful look, bro. I know, like, UFC debut, short experience, but from everything that we've seen, he looked damn good. So, And then our other loss, Jesus Aguilar. I mean, hey, we take a dog shot, and what we feared most happened. Sumadarje point playing and, using his range to his advantage, which he did, and Aguilar was able to secure 0 takedowns. So, but where we were spot on. Raul Rosas by decision. Should have put a little bit more on this. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? But, I mean, that one just looks simple and easy and free money looking like it in hindsight there. And then bet number 1, fight starts round 3 in the RDR and Kaio, and then Long and Garbrandt fight. It was sketchy at times there on that Long Garbrandt fight, getting kicked in the nuts and all that. But, hey, it comes through for us. The 3-pick parlay of the week streak comes to an end. We were 5 for 5, hoping to get 6 for 6. But, hey, 5 for 6 on the 3-pick parlay of the week for this year. That's pretty damn good. We're coming back this week. We're coming back hot, and we're going to start a new streak for that. So let's get to it, guys. The official bets for UFC Vegas 114. If you're new around here, we sort these bets in confidence, okay? So bet number 1 is always my most confident play of the week, and then it rolls on down from there. And then bet number 3 is always the 3-pick parlay of the week. So let's get to it. Bet number 1, my most confident play of the week for UFC Vegas 114. A little 2-pick parlay, okay? 2 fighters on this card that are going to get the job done for us. Mesquita, Jose Delgado. Minus 160, we're putting 3.2 units on it now. Before you start hating on me, saying, whoa, this number is different. I put this bet in Sunday morning last week, okay? And yeah, I'm going to put it in here. You guys, subscribe to the Patreon. Link is free, okay? It's in the description down there. That's where I post all my bets when I place them, all right? So yeah, I got this at minus 160 on Sunday morning there, and all you guys would have been notified when I placed the bet. So, again, I show you guys my lines and what I get them for. I'm not hiding anything. Again, the Patreon's free. Links in the description. But let's get into it. So, Mesquita. She's taking on Rendon here. Bia is going to be way too much for Rendon to handle. She's never seen a grappling threat or submission and jiu-jitsu ace like Mesquita is. Bia has tons of experience grappling. And Rendon, all of her wins, past 3 wins, they've come by split decision. And there ain't going to be no split decision here. We're not going to need the judges on the scorecards, okay? So Bia is going to be able to take Rendon down, and it's going to be one-way traffic, okay? So Bia Mesquita, KO or sub are both live. It's going to get to the mat, and she's going to finish it somehow. Jose Delgado taking on Andre Touchy Fili. He's going to feel that death touch of Jose Delgado. I mean, this guy is smooth, okay? Chin like no other. Young, tough Mexican. Quicker, faster, stronger, all right? They're both long and rangy, so we're not going to see an advantage on that on either side, but I'll see Jose Delgado pressuring closing distance and finding that KO shot over Andre Fili. It'll probably come in the first or second round. So, yeah, 2 fighters on this card that are going to get the job done for us. Bia Mesquita, Jose Delgado, minus 160. We're putting 3.2 units on it. That is bet number 1 of the week. My most confident play of the week. Let's go. All right, moving on to bet number 2. We are taking Elijah Smith in over 299.5 seconds in the fight. Minus 125, we're putting 2 units on it. Yeah, I know it looks weird, but let me explain it to you, okay? Elijah Smith money line, and then 299 and a half seconds. That is 5 minutes, okay? Or 4 minutes, 59 seconds and a half, right? So we just need this fight to start round 2. But if you put this bet in on DraftKings somehow, some way, if you're using seconds, it gives you better odds, all right? So I'm just trying to get the best odds we can, all right? And this is what we got. So he's taking on Su Young-yu, who has a brick freaking head, all right? Tough as heck. And, I mean, you know, he does tend to clinch up and use takedowns and wrestling at times. So, you know, at space, Elijah Smith is definitely going to have the advantage. And as I said, Su Young-yu's got that thick head. Even with Elijah Smith's strikes, even though they'll be powerful in the first round, Su Young-yu's going to be able to absorb all of them. I don't think we're going to see a knockout by Smith, you know, in the first round and be in the second or third round after, you know, he's accumulated some damage on Su Young-yu. He's definitely the better boxer for sure. He really just needs to keep at space. Don't let Su Young-yu clinch him up or get a takedown at all. But if that somehow, some way happens, right, and he wins a round that way, or at least getting into the second round, I don't think Elijah Smith's knocking out Su Young-yu in the first round. I don't think Su Young-yu is going to be finishing Elijah Smith in the first round either, or giving up, or you know, getting caught with something. So Elijah Smith, over 299 and a half seconds in the fight, minus 125. We're putting 2 units on it. That is bet number 2 of the week. Let's go. Moving on to bet number 3, our 3-pick parlay of the week. If you don't know what it is, let me tell you. We find 3 good legs. We put them all together to get a good number. If you're new around here, please click that subscribe button for me. We are on the road to 400 subscribers, so I would really appreciate it if you just click that little digital button for me. It goes a long way for me. Thank you. But let's get into the 3-pick parlay of the week. We're 5 for 6 on the 3-pick parlay of the week. Last week, Max Holloway ruined it for us, but, you know, this week it's smacking. Okay, listen to what we got. All right? Sosa. Fight starts round 2 in the Curtis versus Orolbai fight and the Robertson versus Lemos fight. Plus 102. We're putting 1.5 units on it. All right? First, Sosa. Hecker Sosa. These bitches love Sosa. Taking on Luan Lacerda. I don't like Luan Lacerda. He is not too good at all. I like Sosa's Dana White Contender Series debut where he mixed it up, right? He was good in the striking. He was good in the clinch. He was able to secure takedowns, hold top position. Lacerda is a submission searcher, and I just see him, you know, jumping gilly or guard to attempt a submission that he won't get. And I think Sosa, you know, he's just going to wind up on top, and Lacerda is going to be there on the ground, and he's just going to accept bottom position. He's going to accept, you know, getting his back taken here, or not his back taken. He's going to accept his back against the fence if they end up on the clinch. And in striking wise, I think Sosa, you know, he comes in with flurries and has more power. Lacerda has good kicks, but that's about it. And he kind of uses it as a jab to keep people away. But I think Sosa will just grind on him, wear on him the whole fight, and, you know, eventually win it by decision. Second leg, fight starts round 2 in the Curtis versus Orolbai fight. These guys are tough as fuck, both of them. We've seen Orolbai go to war with like multiple people, get his ass whooped, and he's still there. Chris Curtis, I mean, most of his fights exit the first round. All right, so that's all I'm asking for. And he usually goes to all 3 rounds in his fights, so he's tough. I don't see any finishing upside there for these guys in the first round. I think it's going to come later on. So thirdly, the third leg, Jillian Robertson in the Lemos fight to go to start round 2. Robertson ain't getting no first round finish over Lemos. Lemos could catch something with Robertson, but I don't know. I don't really think that's likely at all. What everyone's anticipating is that Robertson's going to, you know, secure takedowns. Lemos is awful, you know, has pretty bad takedown defense, but she has pretty good defensive, you know, submissions. She's pretty good at defending submissions. Her, you know, defensive jiu-jitsu is pretty dang good. And, you know, if Robertson isn't able to take Lemos down, like she exerts all her energy, it's going to at least last her the first round, and the fight will go into the second round. So, recap. Sosa. Fight starts round 2 in the Curtis versus Orolbai fight and the Robertson versus Lemos fight. Plus 102. We're putting 1.5 units on it. That's the 3-pick parlay of the week, and we're getting back on track to start the win streak again. Let's go. Moving on to bet number 4. A little alt 3-pick parlay of the week, okay? We got Orolbai, Mictabek Orolbai, fight to start round 2 in the Johnson versus Silva fight, and fight to start round 3 in the Rodriguez versus Hughes fight. Minus 118, we're putting 1.18 units on it. Mictabek Orolbai taking on Chris Curtis. How I see this fight going is Orolbai, definitely searching for the wrestling and the takedowns. Chris Curtis may be able to stuff some of them at first, but Orolbai will just continue to try and take him down, and eventually probably will. And we're not going to see them kind of standing and banging until the later parts of the fight. But I don't trust Chris Curtis's takedown defense. I don't think he's going to get subbed up. He's pretty defensively sound on the feet and on the mat. But Orolbai is a big, heavy favorite for a reason. He's a cheater. And look, what I've learned here in the UFC, you just have to back cheaters, all right? They end up winning, like, I don't know, Imavov, cheater. There's a few other people where I'm like, man, you keep cheating, you keep getting away with it, and you keep winning. So, there's a recipe to the madness here. Back the cheaters, right? Second, fight starts round 2 in the Johnson versus Silva fight. Yes, I know. Johnson just got his lights knocked out in the Perez fight. I think Perez has much better striking, is a lot more powerful and a lot more experienced than Bruno Silva. And I think that, again, there's no finishing upside for either of these guys in the first round. I think it comes in the later rounds. I mean, Charles Johnson, round 3 knockout. Obviously always something to look at, you know what I mean? So, and then third leg. Fight starts round 3 in the Rodriguez versus Hughes fight. These girls already fought once. They went the distance the first time. The fight's probably going to play out the same way, back and forth. Rodriguez she probably is going to have the edge in the clinch and wrestling and getting takedowns, because Hughes she's just a smaller girl than Rodriguez. She is. So, the fight's probably going to go distance, but we all know Sam Hughes is a dog, right? She's always barking. And she's live for a 3rd round finish. And if Rodriguez getting tired there, this headbutt bitch getting tired, Sam Hughes could take advantage. So I don't really want to test that. That's why we only want the fight to start round 3. So recap and bet number 4, or alt 3-pick parlay of the week if you didn't like the original 3-pick. Orolbai, fight to start round 2 in the Johnson versus Silva fight, and then fight to start round 3 in the Rodriguez versus Hughes fight. Minus 118, we're putting 1.18 units on it. That's bet number 4. Let's go. Moving on to bet number 5. We are taking Eric Anders. Plus 100, we're putting 1 unit on it. Hey, okay, we're getting even money for a dude who I think is going to win the fight. I think he's going to take it by decision. I think he's going to have better and bigger moments than Brad Tavares. Brad Tavares loves to play that point fighting style, right? Where he's just sticking and moving, throwing out those little jabs and feelers and those punches that don't really do too much, right? Eric Anders, he's coming in here with power. He definitely has the power edge. I think he's way better in the clinch, and Brad Tavares is just going to accept having his back against the clinch. And then third, Eric Anders, I think he has a wrestling advantage over Brad Tavares, and I think he's probably going to be able to take him down at times. But I think Eric Anders through the first 2 rounds is just going to have bigger moments. Even he might not have more volume per se, right? But I think he's going to land bigger shots. We've seen Tavares, the power people have continued to beat him. So I think Eric Anders has a lot more power. They're both the same age, right? Was it 38 years old? I mean, these guys are old for UFC terms. But I'll take a shot on the underdog. I actually think the line's flipping now. I think he's becoming a slight favorite. So if that's so, hey, we're ahead of the line a little bit. We'll take it. Eric Anders, plus 100, 1 unit. That is bet number 5 of the week. Let's go. All right, guys. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. Appreciate your support. Those are the 5 official bets for the week. If I have any more, they'll be updated on the pinned comment, the Patreon, and my Twitter. If you're new around here, or if you just haven't, please click that subscribe button down there. We are on the road to 400 subscribers, so just click a little digital button for me. goes a long way. I do a lot for you guys, okay? Research, free bets, free picks. So I appreciate your support. It goes a long way here on my end. Now, let's have a good week for UFC Vegas 114. Let's get that 3-pick parlay back on track, and let's have a profitable week. Let's get those boxing gloves off the wall and around my neck for next week. All right, let's go.